This is a Corsair 6500, a mid-tower dual-chamber case with support for eATX, ATX, micro ATX and ITX motherboards. The case comes in two colours, black as you see here and also in white. There are three versions of the 6500, the 6500X which comes with a glass front and the 6500X RGB which also has a glass front but also includes three RX120 RGB fans and an IQ Link system hub, or the 6500D Airflow with a mesh front which is the version you see here, although I will be converting this 6500D Airflow into a 6500X later on in the video. The case features support for reverse connect motherboards, in particular Asus BTF and MSI Project Zero. The glass has a slight tint to it, but it's not as dark as the glass on the 5000D. All versions of the case support 10 120mm fans, 3 at the bottom, 3 at the side, 3 at the top with a single 120 at the rear. However, 140mm fan support is limited to the top, bottom and rear, as side cannot accommodate 140mm fans. The Airflow version of the case allows for installation of another 320mm fans, bringing the total up to 13, or 240mm fans. For radiator support, the case can accommodate up to 3 360mm radiators with support for 280mm radiators at the top and bottom. The rear can also support a 120mm or 140mm radiator. The front mesh cover acts as a dust filter and pops off easily. The perforations allow air to pass through with minimal restrictions while providing some protection from larger dust particles. There is also a filter at the bottom of the case which can be removed by sliding out from the front. The right side panel is removed by unscrewing the two captive thumb screws holding it in place. The whole panel contains perforations to allow ample ventilation for the power supply and side fans. The panel also houses a removable insert which presumably is to stop the mesh panel from being sucked in and making contact with the side fans, and possibly to help with any turbulence. There is also a filter at the top of the case which can be removed easily just by pulling. The glass side panel is on a hinge and can be easily removed by removing a single Phillips head screw from the top hinge and lifting the panel off. The case features a Velcro strap at the back to help manage cables, and there is a cutout on the bottom left, presumably for future, yet to be announced external link accessories. The case supports ATX power supplies up to 225mm in length. There are two internal 3.5-inch hard disk drive bays which are accessible from the rear of the case. Also included are two 2.5-inch drive mounts which attach to the inside of the hard disk caddy. Front I/O includes one USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port, 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type-A ports, a headphone and microphone combo jack, together with power and reset switches. The front I/O motherboard connections are combined in a block to make connecting them easier. The side radiator/fan bracket is removable to aid in installation and can be moved to a forward position if so required. The hard disk bays are accessible from the back of the case by removing the thumb screw. Located inside is a plastic accessories box. Within the accessories box, we find a bunch of cable ties, additional plastic inserts for the accessories box itself, and some front I/O connectors which split the combined front I/O ports into separate connections should your motherboard have non-standard connections for front I/O. Also in the box are a number of screws for installing the motherboard, an extra motherboard standoff, and Corsair's new quick turn fan screws. I'm looking forward to trying those out in future. Corsair has installed a number of well-placed hooks throughout the case with its IQ link system in mind. These hooks are useful for routing the link cables and help managing them better to make the build look as clean as possible. Now I'll take you through some of the optional accessories that are available for the 6500 series of cases. First up is the Rapid Root Kit. This kit contains 2 cable management bars and tie down points for the rear chamber of the case. Installation is very simple. Just locate the 2 screw holes at the back of the case, line up the cable management bar and secure the included screw. Cables can then be secured via the included Velcro straps. This is a useful accessory and it's disappointing that it isn't included with the case as standard. Next up is a vertical GPU mount kit. This GPU mount is made specifically for the 6500 series cases and comes included with a PCIe 4.0 riser cable. Installation of the vertical GPU mount is very straightforward. Removing the thumb screw at the back removes the PCI slots as one unit, allowing the vertical GPU mount to take its place. The included riser cable can be attached to 3 different positions on the mount depending on the thickness of your graphics card. Here I am using an NVIDIA 4080 Super Founders Edition, which is a 3-slot card, so I need to attach the riser to the middle position to allow the card to fit. The mount allows for fans to be installed at the bottom, however it is not possible to install fans and a radiator as there is not enough clearance. Panel kits are available for the 6500 series cases, including 2 aluminium options and 3 wood options. Here I have the Teak panels. Switching the panels out involves removing a number of screws. 2 screws on the back hold the top I/O panel piece in place and 1 screw secures the top left panel. Once the screws are removed, slide the panel back and lift off. The front left panel is secured by 3 screws. Removing the top panel requires unscrewing the front I/O panel, which is held in by 2 screws. A further 6 screws secure the front right panel. And that's it, the panels are installed. I think they look great. The last optional accessory I have is a tempered glass conversion kit. This essentially turns a 6500D airflow into a 6500X. It's worth noting that currently Corsair does not sell a conversion kit to add the airflow panel to a 6500X, something to keep in mind if you're debating which one to buy. Again, installation is straightforward. First, we are going to remove the left-hand side wood panel that we just put on. Then there are 2 screws holding the vertical supports, followed by another 4 screws securing the front fan bracket. Once those are unscrewed, the fan bracket can be removed and replaced by the glass front. And that's it, the conversion is complete. Some obvious comparisons can be made with other popular dual chamber cases on the market. For reference, here is a 6500 next to Lian Li 011 Evo RGB. I hope you enjoyed this overview of the Corsair 6500. I plan on building a full custom loop in this case very soon. Please drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss it.